For most of history, cities were small, crowded, dirty, barely able to support tens of thousands of people. Modern cities, with millions of residents, are supposed to be a recent invention. But deep in the jungles of Southeast Asia, long before skyscrapers, long before electricity, long before modern engineering, there existed a city so vast, so complex, and so advanced that it should not have been possible. And then it vanished. This is the story of Angkor, the largest pre-industrial city ever built. For centuries, Angkor was invisible, not because it was destroyed completely, but because the jungle reclaimed it. European explorers stumbled upon massive stone temples in the 1800s and assumed they were isolated ruins. No one imagined these structures were once part of a living, breathing metropolis that supported over 1 million people. At a time when London and Paris were shadows of what they would later become, Angkor was already a megacity, and no one remembered it. Angkor was the capital of the Khmer Empire, which rose to power around the 9th century. The land itself was unforgiving, prone to floods during monsoon season and brutal droughts during dry months. Most civilizations would have struggled to survive here. The Khmer did something different. They engineered the land. Rather than fighting nature, they controlled it. Angkor's true power wasn't just its temples, it was water. The city was built around a massive hydraulic system, reservoirs, canals, embankments, and spillways, designed to store water during floods and release it during droughts. These reservoirs, called barays, were enormous. Some stretched for miles and could be seen from space today. This system allowed Angkor to grow rice year-round, feed a massive population, prevent catastrophic flooding, stabilize an entire region. Modern cities still struggle with water management. Angkor solved it 1,000 years ago. Unlike many ancient capitals, Angkor wasn't confined by walls. It spread outward. Temples, neighborhoods, farms, roads, forming a low-density city that blended into the landscape. Stone temples like Angkor Wat and Bayon were the visible heart of the city, symbols of divine kingship and cosmic order. But the real city extended far beyond them. Wooden homes, markets, canals, and rice fields stretched for miles, housing artisans, farmers, engineers, priests, soldiers, and merchants. This wasn't just a city. It was an entire civilization organized around water and belief. At its height, Angkor dominated much of Southeast Asia. Its kings commanded armies, trade routes, and religious authority. Monumental temples were built not just as places of worship, but as statements of absolute power. Each ruler tried to outdo the last. Bigger temples, larger reservoirs, more ambitious projects. And that ambition would eventually become Angkor's greatest weakness. Angkor's systems were incredibly sophisticated, but also delicately balanced. They required constant maintenance, precise timing, careful planning. As the city grew, the water network became more complex and more fragile. Then the climate began to change. Extended droughts were followed by massive floods. The canals clogged, reservoirs failed. Erosion damaged embankments faster than they could be repaired. The system that once sustained Angkor began to work against it. Angkor did not fall in one dramatic invasion. It unraveled. Food production declined. Trade weakened. Political instability grew. Neighboring kingdoms applied pressure. The capital was eventually abandoned in favor of safer locations. Without maintenance, the water system collapsed completely. The jungle returned. Stone temples endured, but the city around them disappeared. Within generations, Angkor became a myth. When archaeologists finally pieced together Angkor's true scale, using aerial surveys and modern scanning technology, the discovery was staggering. Angkor wasn't just a city with temples. It was the largest urban complex on Earth before the Industrial Revolution, more extensive than medieval Rome, more advanced in water management than many modern cities. History had underestimated it badly. Angkor's story isn't just impressive, it's unsettling. It proves that advanced societies can collapse without war, without plague, and without a single catastrophic event. They collapse when systems grow too complex, too fragile, too dependent on perfect conditions. Angkor didn't fail because its people were ignorant. It failed because they were too successful. For centuries, the largest city on Earth lay hidden beneath trees and vines, erased not by conquest, but by time. Angkor reminds us that greatness does not guarantee permanence, that engineering brilliance does not ensure survival, and that even the most powerful civilizations can vanish quietly. All it takes is imbalance.